Hello? Oh. Oh yeah, look at this, we're in business. The current POV. This is really making me cross-eyed now, hang on. That's gonna go on my face, isn't it? Ah. Hello and welcome back to my rotten E46 M3. However, it is not all that rotten anymore. Let's turn it off. So I am going to have to find a new title. I've been along, welded up the holes that were in the car. That is the interior, pretty much done. I will admit it is a complete state in there. I need to clean it out, take everything out. But I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. And I want to start fitting this stuff. The Redish subframe reinforcement, the whole V3 set, along with these items, which are the fuel tank brackets and jack and point reinforcements. I've already cut the one side out for the reinforcement. I've just got to do the passenger side. The passenger side I'm kind of hung up on because of this. I still haven't found a solution for that yet. I thought I was going to get one off of a guy. However, he is not replying. Oh, how much I love Facebook Marketplace. But anyway, I spoke to James at Redish. Obviously, they sent me out a whole box of stuff. The whole V3, I think it is, RACP set. With literally everything that is needed for my M3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean the most of that up and weld through it, to protect it from the elements, because it's already started to go. So I'm going to have to clean all of that up. But we're going to start with these. Now, within your Redish package, you get a whole ass instruction manual, which quite clearly states what to do. I've also spoken to James at Redish, and he's just given me some guidance and some bits and pieces like that. So, if you are undertaking this task yourselves, because I'm getting quite a lot of people messaging me saying, oh, I need to do the same to mine, read the book. Read it once and then read it again, because I messaged James and I was like, didn't quite get this bit, mate. Can you clarify? And he literally, he did sort it out. So we're going to get these in. These go on the inside. Then that means that the inside, well, the inside isn't done because you need to leave these off. These are kind of like the last thing to go on after you've done everything outside the car. So let's talk more action. Right then. So what we've got here are two cover plates. One goes that way round, like that, and the other one goes there. As you can see by this side, this bracket is in the way, and as you can see on this side, I've already taken it off. Grind out the spot welds, and this goes over here. Those two holes there are where the original Isofix or seat bolts bolt through, just to position the plate. Then obviously it folds over there like that. The same on that side. So what we've got to do is bolt this down, fold it to shape, mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plate dot to dot, join them all up, cut open in there, and in there is the mountings for the front subframe. What you've then got to do is cut this open, grind out the welds that are there, and then drill holes in the cracks if there are any. So we'll put that on there, mark it up, and then we'll see what we've got to do. Where you look, where you touch, where you feel, yeah. Where you look, where you touch, where you feel, yeah. Yeah. Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know. Probably should get a rule for that. So I tried freehanding it, and the freehanding looked rubbish. So let's do it properly with a rule. The proper way to cut something of this size out would be to use a cut-off wheel. I have a cut-off wheel, however, the compressor, it doesn't really like it right now. So what we're going to use is a grinding disc, which is kind of the size of a cut-off wheel. How do I get that out? Hello? Oh. So this is what we're dealing with. Under here are the subframe the front subframe mounts. And looking fairly closely, there's one crack. Really hard to see there. And that is it. No more. Surprising, really. There's only one. So, refer to the Redish book. Centre punch the ends of the cracks. Drill both ends of the cracks out. Then grind back the factory welds and MIG them over again. Now, I don't have a finger welder or a belt sander or whatever you want to call it. I have a die grinder, which will do the same job, just not as neatly, and it's a little bit more aggressive. I've used the die grinder on all of the parts so far. One thing I will say is definitely for this job, get a belt sander, because it will come in so much more useful. So I've used the die grinder on any of the spot welds, all that sort of stuff, but a belt sander would be much better for this. However, I'm trying to show that you could do these things on a budget. So, die grinder and work with the kit we've got. Die grinder with a burr end on it. So rounded over burr end, as you can see. What we're going to do is take this bracket off. Then what we're going to do is use the heat gun, which it does look like it was bought from the Second World War, but it works really well. And we're going to, unlike this side, I've done that side unneatly, I was uncultured then, I'm going to cut this off here and have a nice, remove this bit nice and neatly. Now I did stick this bit back down after I welded the floors up, but I'm going to have to cut that along there. Probably cut that top bit off actually, and we're going to replace it. So there's two spot welds, one there and one there. Bracket off like the other side, put the plate back over, mark it, rule it all up, cut it all out, and then we'll be where we need to be. Not as neat the other side, but it's fine.
Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about me and you? Can we talk about the truth? I wanna know, I wanna know. Can we talk about me and you?
So, both sides cut out. If we look closely in here, no, okay, I was about to say there isn't a crack, but just there. I'm going to say that's a crack, so we're going to treat it as if it's a crack. Same way as behind here, there is another crack. Just there. So, what the process now is to drill the spots out. So drill each end of the crack out. So there, drill a hole, there, drill a hole. just so it can't go any further. Same on this side. Then grind these out, and then remake them up. Okay, so I've already welded this side up. If you follow me on Instagram, TikTok, watch the YouTube shorts, you'd have seen me do that side. So I'm going to show you how to do this side. You're currently mounted on my head, so if it's a bit shaky, it's because I've got a weak neck. So, as you can see there's a crack that runs across. So what we have to do is firstly start by grinding that crack out. That crack is in the outer bit. So what you should do is center punch it and then drill it. However, you don't have a center punch, so we're just going to send it with a drill. Right, that is through the top. Then need the die grinder. The current POV. Let's see how the content goes with this side, shall we? They're not the tidiest welds in the world, the same way as that side isn't, but luckily that goes over the top and you won't be able to see it. We're going to get the old weld through. Everyone kept moaning at me for getting Halfords, so we got U-Pol, and then we're not going to worry too much about where we paint it, because after realising how much I've got to do in the boot, I'm just going to end up primering the whole car. And now looking at that, I might go over the top of that and weld that, but it's fine. We'll revisit that. We need to do some more welding in here anyway, because part of this mounts up to where the underneath front part of the subframe reinforcement welds to anyway, so I'm not too worried. I could stitch weld it or do whatever, because this isn't structural. This is simply a cover plate. Then all we do is we cut these off. This is simply just a locator. Lock that off and it'll be on there. Next, the back. I do want to say, right, props to Chafin for driving around the ring having this head cam set up on, because it is hard work. I look at whatever I'm doing, I look at the camera and I keep going cross-eyed. Now, sound deadening, hot topic, and a lot of people will question how you get it up. And the easiest way to get it up, spoke to James, they use heat guns. And guess what? Loads of other people use heat guns, and guess what? I started chiseling off down here and it made a mess. I started using the heat gun and it makes my life so much easier. One other thing I'm going to do is, would strongly advise, if you're doing anything, where's my gloves? With this sound deadening, problem. Get some gloves on. Where's the box of gloves gone? As I said all along, keep referring back to your Redish pamphlet. Right? This is the bit we've just done. It's all in order. This is if you've got a vert. We don't have a vert, so we don't need to worry about this, I don't think. Convertible specific examples, don't need to worry about that. This is what we do need to worry about, however. Crack repair, internal rear mounts. Oh yeah, look at this, we're in business. Hang on. Let me 0.5 it. This is really making me cross-eyed now, hang on. Right, 0.5 in it. Heat this up. This stuff, I think because it's over the top of seam sealer, it's a bit harder to get off. So you want to let it heat up. patience is definitely the key here. That is enough back. Now on the Redish instructions, you can see there that they've literally just gone back slightly behind there. But I'm probably going to end up taking most of this off anyway. And they've gone the whole length. So we need to go a bit further over. Right then. So now that this top lot is off, need to take the rest of the paint off and the seam sealer down there. Prep discs. Now, these are different colours to the ones that I was using previously. I think the colours relate to how coarse they are. I could be wrong. I'm sure that is. That's normally what it means. Also want to remove these little grommets. That one had a wiring loom through it, so that's already out. That one needs to come out, as well as that one, and that one. Need a pick for that though. Oh, no I don't. There we go. Okay. I'm going to put a mask on. Right there. So all we've got left in this corner now is bits of underseal. Easiest way, wire wheel on a grinder, get it off. Back to your instructions. That's how it's going to sit. That's how it's got to look. Mark those holes, and there your cut holes. Make sure it lines up with the hole there, the grommet hole. So we're going to get the rule and a little paint marker and just draw off our lines. It's fine. The grinder's cutting straight on here. Something along those lines. Alright, let's cut that out. One thing I will just throw out there, if you're doing this, a lot of people have asked me if this is for non-M cars as well. It is. The only difference is on this plate here, cut for non-M cars. Alright, we refer back to the instructions again. There's a red line there. You cut that off if you've got a non-M car. Alright, that is literally the only difference I have seen so far. So I'm gonna have to try and cut this somehow, and I need some eye protection. Where did I put them? Somewhere. There we go. We're all safe. Right, a cut-off tool would be way better than this, but this is all we can roll with. Oh dear. That is not on right. How have I managed that then? Come on! There we go. That's going to go on my face, isn't it? I might do that from the other way around. Nope. Okay, I'll spray it in my face, why not? Right then. What we wanted to see. The next step now is to brake clean all of this out here, get a very good light, and check for cracks in spot welds. This is all cavity waxing and all of that, so we want to get rid of all of that and have a good look. The fronts weren't too bad, so hopefully the back isn't either. Right, if we look in here closely, there are some spot welds. None of mine appear to be cracked or bad spot weld. That was pulled slightly, but we're going to drill that one out anyway. The mounts, fine. And the spot welds down there also don't appear to be bad. There are examples in here where there's like cracked and broken spot welds. Mine don't seem to have done that, which is good. So, as per the instructions, drill through that one, and then those three at the bottom. Right, obviously I'm going to have to move these axle stands, but this plate, you can imagine, sits up there like that. So when we drill, the spot welds, which are along the back edge and the front, you're welding into this plate anyway, so you can go all the way through. The only problem is we're not using spot weld drill bits, so we're going to have to deal with non-spot welded drill bits. Funny! That's what happens when you don't let the drill bit cut and you push too hard. Oh, Jackie. Try again. According to L Destructions, got to weld through primer all the plates and start welding them on then. A bit of progress has been made. I'm here for it. I got to move this first. If health and safety are watching, don't look too hard. Okay, so I'm going to leave that video there. That is the prep work for the subframe reinforcements done. The internal works is done. It's just the cover plates that need putting on. Then the front, rear and spacer plates need putting in. Then the following video will be the brake pipe brackets and the fuel tank brackets. And then we'll be on to paint. I have secured a full 3/4 panel. Depending on the state of the arch, I might just weld the whole 3/4 panel on, and then I'll have a near side arch set to sell. Well, I'll have a near side outer arch to sell, and then the inner I'm going to need to put in anyway. So I've got to go to Sheffield Monday for that, which is going to be a joy. Get that welded, and then we'll be ready to put some paint on it. Now, the one thing that I need to do before paint is I need to get hold of a generator to run the compressor, and I've also got to get a pop-up tent and hope it A, stays warm enough and B, stays dry enough, which is going to be the challenge. I might book a week off work. I don't know. We will see. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll see you in the next one.